How much money you have in your bank account affects your state of mind. It's something that's not talked about often. The feeling you have when you have different amounts of money in your bank account. And I saw this interesting table that pretty much sums it up. And me personally, I feel like I've been through almost every state of mind on this table, apart from the last two. Not lucky enough to had a million or 10 million in my bank account yet. One day I will, but I've done so much things in my life where my money has fluctuated, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. So I'm going to talk quickly about me, and we're going to go through this table and what state of mind each amount of money in your account makes you feel. So my story: as soon as I left school, I got an apprenticeship, and I was earning about 15 or 17,000 pounds a year at the time, at the age of 16, 17. And for me, that was so much money at the time. I was living with my mum. I was able to pay her a little bit of rent and save the rest, and I was able to save so much. I then started doing side hustles, started adding more to my income, and every year my wage would increase. With my apprenticeship, by the time I got to 21, I was probably earning £50,000 a year from my apprenticeship and an extra £25,000 a year from my side hustle. So in total, around £75,000 a year. That's probably almost $100,000. So I was able to have a lot of money in my bank account or in my investments, which I was able to then use to buy a house. And that's when my money drastically changed. Of course, when you buy a house, it's a lot of money out of your account. And then a year after I bought my house, I left my full-time job. I was an engineer. I don't think I said my job. Left my full-time job to go into business, and I was living off just over £1,000 a month, and I pretty much had no savings. If anything went wrong, I would be scrambling and scraping for money. No savings in my bank account. And yeah, things were pretty rough back then. I was making so much sacrifice to make things work. And then eventually I started building up again, ups and downs. And now I'm at a point now where I'm happy to say, again, my investments or my bank account is comfortable. And I feel like I've just gone through a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to money. So let's look at this table and go through each one, see if you can relate. So when you have £0 in your bank account, that's when you start going into panic mode. Like I said, any emergency, if there's any unexpected bills, you're now into minus. You might have to use credit cards. You might have to go into overdraft, and you're in panic mode. You know you're one step away from being in debt. £50 in your bank account, you're a bit nervous. You've paid all your bills for the month. You've got £50 left. If something unexpected comes up, you might be able to cover it. But again, you're still nervous. You're only 2 steps away from being in debt. £200 in your bank account, you're broke. You can't really afford anything luxurious. You might be able to go for a couple drinks with your friends, but you're going to be turning down most luxuries for the month with £200 in your bank account because you're broke. I'm broke, baby. And I actually just noticed I don't even have my broke baby cap on. Let me switch caps. Okay, that's better. I'm broke, baby. Got my broke baby cap on. So £500, you're careful. You might be able to now do some luxuries, but you have to pick and choose. You might be able to go out to dinner with your friends. You might be able to go for a few drinks, but you have to be careful where you're spending your money because that £500 is going to go quickly. You've now got £1,000, 4 figures, a sense of calm. Anything unexpected comes out, this £1,000 is going to cover it. You might even be able to go out with your friends for 2 weeks in a row now because you have that £1,000 and you have some change left. £2,000 in your bank account, confidence. You know you can afford pretty much any activity someone throws at you that month. You might even be able to save for a little holiday. All your bills are paid for. Anything unexpected comes. If your mum needs to borrow money for you, you can throw her a little £200. You're good. You have some calm for the month. £5,000. For me, £5,000 would mean I can look for the rest of the year, look to the future. Do I want to book a holiday? Do I want to have a birthday party? Do I want to upgrade my wardrobe? I have £5,000 in my account. My everyday life is not going to drain all this £5,000. I can start having some freedom and start doing things that I actually want to do this year. £10,000. Composure, lads. You got some composure now. You can do whatever you want in your recreational life. You can go out with your friends, you can go on holiday, you can upgrade your wardrobe, and now you can even start investing with a bit of composure. You're not scrambling and scraping. You've got time to think where you're putting your money, and you're very intentional with your money now. £25,000, you're feeling powerful. You're starting to think, I can start affording a deposit for a house now. I can start affording a deposit for a buy to let. I can max out my cash ISA. I can max out my stocks and shares ISA. Feeling powerful. The world is your oyster now. You're starting to open your mind to what money can actually do for you. £50,000. This is where I start saying, I'm broke, baby. Have a poker face. You don't want people to know that you have this much spare cash available. I don't want to be buying chains. I don't want to buy a Rolex. I don't want to buy a flash car. I'm having a poker face. I'm thinking about my next move. If I'm investing, if I'm going to make a big purchase like a house, poker face though. I'm not spending my money extravagant, just keeping it calm, not letting anyone know my next move. £100,000 in your bank account. Quiet grin. I can start looking back and reflecting at everything that's led me up to this point and give myself a pat on the back. What I've been doing, I've been disciplined, I've been learning new skills, I've been locking in, I've been making money, and I'm able to get to a point now where I have £100,000 in my investment account or my bank account. And I'm looking towards the future. This money is going to help me and my family be comfortable for the rest of my lifetime. I'm not letting this slip, but I got a quiet grin. £1 million, freedom. I know at this point I could put my money in a low risk investment, get 5% returns, and I'm getting £50,000 a year, which I can live off. Freedom. If I use my money right, I don't have to work again. All I have to do is invest in the right places, and now I am financially free. And finally, 10 million. Wake up whenever you want. You don't have to work. You don't have any responsibilities. You're financially free. You don't have to worry about money for the rest of your life. But now you're feeling like you've lost your purpose and you're depressed. And this last one is probably the only state of mind I don't agree with. Again, I've not got to that point. I'm a person, despite my channel is all about money, I know that money isn't everything. The whole purpose for me of gaining money is to make my life more comfortable. I've done the hard work. I can enjoy what I've done in the past, and I can enjoy it with my family. Having more time to spend with my family and friends would be the biggest benefit. And I don't think I can be depressed doing this. Anyways, let me know which state of mind you agree with. Have you been through this before? Follow me for more daily content about personal finance, money, growth. I'm broke, baby.